Aha, I know. Thank you for letting me know, though, that you can't hear me. I was talking very secretive stuff here, so, but now you guys, can you hear me now, though? You're dialed in? Yeah, cool. All right. So welcome, everybody. We were just talking about Qigong and cryotherapy. All right. We can start off today. We're going to rub our hands together here. Try not to sing some Qigong for health and vitality. And or if you're a practitioner like myself, taking on this tall endeavor of becoming a Buddha, which is an experiment in self-realization. Sorry if that makes a few sounds in the background. That is the phone, my phone. It's on for tech support just in case we need it. I'll shut it off in a couple of minutes here. In the meantime, see what you can do to place your attention to your lower dantian. By placing the hands there, you may find that it helps you to place your attention there. If you are new to this practice, which of course is relative, but if you are new to this practice, then you may find that your mind, when we practice this practice, is quite busy, thinking about all kinds of things. And then some of you, in an attempt to quiet your mind, will almost start putting yourself to sleep. Neither one is the correct practice, but those are hurdles you might go through. You want to be able to get to a place with this practice if you want to reap its benefits. Then you want to get to a place with this practice where you're not in any hurry to go anywhere. And you start learning to consider this practice as a little bit of a vacation from your everyday world. The only way to do that is to practice this about 150 times. Make sure you keep your knees slightly bent. Try and hold yourself still. Observe the activity of your saliva, any yawning that might happen, and observe any coming and going of tension in your body, muscle spasms, tension, muscle contraction. anytime you need a rest, this is longer than you're used to doing it, go ahead and sit down. Go ahead and move your body around, shake it off, shake it off. And for those of you that want to go a little bit longer and challenge yourself a little bit longer, feel free to just stick with it. Remember, if you find that your mind is busy, it means your thoughts and so on are creeping up toward the top of your head. So bring yourself back to the third eye. Take that attention, place it on the lower dantian. Stand that into your feet. And then just begin observing your breath, your blood, and for those of you that want to add a little bit of an advanced practice to this, so to speak, although it will take time to get better at, of course, begin to imagine that you are invisible. Someone were to open a door to observe Keith and I in here practicing today, they would not see us. To them, we would be invisible. a practice such as this, of being very, very still, leads to a lot of internal movement. Eventually. The one thing that's very different between Qigong and, say, aerobics or running or lifting weights, those practices, the latter practices I just described, are more physical. When you start practicing Qigong like this and you're very still, you're beginning to create movement in your, not just your blood, but your hormone system, your chakra system. Subtle fluids within your body and subtle energy that makes all the difference between whether you feel well or not. You want to shift your emotional state, can't seem to shake off your anxiety, stand like this. This is how we do battle with our anxiety without really doing any battle. But initially it can feel like a battle, especially if you have a strong investment and strong belief in your anxiety. As you become stronger in yourself as a practitioner, you know that there's not a battle. Because the anxiety will give way. Another set of words that I like a lot, because it describes to me the essence of things. When you're practicing a practice like a standing tree meditation, you are practicing accessing what one might call the immovable inside of you. That which is immovable. And the very interesting thing about that immovable aspect of your being, which some teachers like in Eckhart Tolle would call your inner being or something. The very interesting part about it is in that place of immovability, when you're practicing that, it creates a lot of movement. So I like to call that aspect of our being the immovable mover. Tap into your immovable mover. And you can heal disease, you can heal sickness, pain, change your mood, change your state, change things that are going on in your outer world. But in order to do these things, which are very magical on the level that they are, you have to have some discipline and you have to be able to stand here for 10 minutes. Over time, you have to be able to stand here for 20 minutes. Because if you can't, well, then you can read about the magic of this in my books, but you won't be able to access it yourself, so to speak. There are shortcuts, there are ways to cheat that can also help you access something like this. One of those magical practices that I do for you all is called the Distance Healing Program. And in the Distance Healing Program, most people lie down. Meanwhile, I'm standing like this in meditation. For example, that combination can be very powerful, can help you achieve some of the same kinds of things without you having to stand in standing tree meditation for an hour at a time. But If you are looking to go to the next level as a Qigong practitioner and you yourself want to take yourself to that next level of personal magic and so on, then you have to discipline yourself to stand like this for longer periods of time. Just do what you can, 2 minutes longer than whatever you did yesterday. Nothing too crazy. Inhale, exhale. Slowly let your hands drop and then slowly begin to move your physical body. Maybe doing some massage to the sacrum area. Any of those other places that you may feel that are stiff and so on. Remember, when we stand and we're very still and we're gathering chi and so on, we begin to reveal what is stuck. We begin to bring to the surface anything that is stuck. That's necessary for what you're trying to do. Now, in a general practice like this, we go into this gentle drum or an aerobics practice or running. These are all good for your health because they move your blood, they move your breath, especially if you're outside, get some nice fresh air, all that kind of good stuff. Once again, though, these are not the same as the subtle energy practices. This is also true with medical Qigong versus massage, for example. Massage is an excellent modality. It works with the tissues, breaks up the blood stagnation, the chi stagnation in that way, cleanses the lactic acid, etc. from your body, makes your body healthier, so on. But in a medical Qigong practice, how do we get to this layer that's very stuck, that's underneath all of that tissue and hiding in there in a electromagnetic field? How do we get to that? And how do we move it? That's the difference between massage and medical Qigong. Medical Qigong is working with that subtle, but also deeper energy. And in order to move it, you have to be able to get in touch with it. You have to reveal it. You have to get on the same level as it. And then you can start to move it around and get it moving. And it becomes like a very internal form of massage. And let that unwind. Hold the floor with your feet. So we're going to do another still pose, still posture. This one's hugging the tree. If this is too hard to lift your arms up here, practice with your hands down here. Otherwise, you're floating here, turning here, holding here. Traditionally, this one is called standing like a post. Once again, anytime you need to rest, walk away, come back. Don't hurt yourself, take care of yourself. Just challenge yourself a little bit. The breath in, elevate your hands up above your head. If that makes you dizzy at all, please stop right away. Let your hands come down. Otherwise, you're just reaching up, stretching, holding. Again, if you have shoulder problems or whatever, you can only hold part way up or whatever. Take care of yourself. With some degree to pointing to the sky, because this tells the energy to go up the spine and up the Tai Chi pole, clearing different blockages and so on along the way. Letting the hands fall. Be still. Then go ahead and take a couple of breaths in, and then just start to move your body around a little bit. Get a sip of water if you desire. And then we've loosened up some of that stagnation and brought it to the surface. Tap it out. Get it moving. Move it around. So here with this one, we'll go up. So a little bit of fingertips on your pants, just kind of clearing that energy off your hands or your fingertips. And let's go into this one that's around the world. We're going to inhale here. Exhale here. Now we got this movement side to side. Coming up and around. Swing 4 times. On the 4th time, come back up and around. Once you come back to the center, reach down, a little stretch. Reaching, holding the backs of your knees or the fronts of your knees or your toes. Being careful breathing. Slowly coming up and out of there. Hands coming up this way to interlace and uplift the sky. Hold that sky up. Release the hands. Sink the weight. Inhale as you're moving upward. We'll stretch there for a minute. So just let your breath be whatever it is while stretching. Being careful about working with stretching the shoulders. Breathing that breath in through the nose, up into the spine. Release. Exhale here. Inhale. Reach, stretch, hold, 2, 3. Exhale. Reach, stretch, hold, 2, 3. Exhale. Reach, stretch, hold, exhale. From here, take that right hand, go to your ear, brush your hair coming forward. Right hand only, so right hand, brush, pull. Right thumb to ear, skip the ear, comb the hair coming forward, pull the water. Same thing, left side. One time. 2. 3. Take that index finger, point it up in the air, hold your opposite hip. Reach, stretch, elongate. Arm. Elbow comes down first. Elbow first. Reach up, bring the hands forward and down. Reach up, go back. Stretch, open the chest. Reach up, open the chest. It's like bird's wings now. And down, come up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Imagine right here, like you're making a chi ball right there. Here. Now you have the chi ball. We'll roll it. Turn it. Roll it. Roll it forward. Sideways. Here. Feeling it as if it's like a tangible ball to some degree. Put it inside. Breathe into it. Let it go. And stop feet. Tap the sacrum. Been a while since I've talked about it. Thymus gland. Very important for your immune system, very important for your longevity. Practice saying hello to your thymus gland on a regular basis. And I like to hold here the thymus while simultaneously kind of touching the parathyroid. Parathyroid's like here at the bottom of the throat. So I like touching both at the same time. I like to set the hands right on the rim of my collarbone. Easier to hold up that way. The bottom hand does the sticking and holding. The other hand just rests on top. Try and relax the shoulders. The knees stay slightly bent. If you feel that pressure, like in your low back or mid back, some of you will be feeling that. That part doesn't feel good, but when that starts to move more, you'll like the feeling that's on the other side of that. Inhale, exhale. Shake it out. Right foot back, right arm swings, coming forward. And going back the other way. And forward to the other one. On the way. Good. Come out. Inhale, easy, push. Go real slow and let your breath just be whatever your breath is. Coming back up this way, bringing up the sea of chi, coming up to the face. And let's go big this time, all the way, not just face, but here to thymus gland as well. It's kind of washing this whole area as we go around, say 5 times. We calm down. Back to waterfall. Bring your hands to a prayer pose. Another excellent exercise for the thymus gland. It took me years to understand what my teacher was saying. In the early years where my teacher would say, one of my teachers was saying, become the posture. I was like, okay, meditate on that, become the posture. I wonder what he means by that. I wonder what he's talking about. I wonder if he means this or means that. Becoming the posture means you're no longer thinking about all those things. You've just become the posture. It took me many years to just become the posture. But I'm going to leave you with that as a thought. My teacher gave that to me. I continue to practice it. And now I have a much better understanding of what he meant. It takes time to do that. and inhale, exhale. Begin marching for a moment. Loosen up that subtle body. Any of that blood chi that might be stuck. Good, and slowly drop yourself back like you're on your right side, on your surfboard or whatever. From here, moving the hand and pulling the energy forward, reaching back behind, pressing energy forward. As that one comes forward, switch your feet as you're going back. Move that foot up, stepping back here, touching becomes our circular circle, hands here, circular movement. And transitioning to your other side. And bring that foot forward. Inhale, exhale. For this little bit of time that we have left, for those of you that want to lie down on the floor, go into Shavasana, feel free. Good time to go into Shavasana. Those of you that want to hold this prayer mudra with me can also hold this mudra. Pick your position for the ending of class here, regardless of which one you choose. Everybody will be contributing to the group's energy. Go ahead and take 3 deep breaths. Whether you're standing or seated, if you feel like massaging your body a little bit, stretching a little bit. Now's a good time to do that. All right. Excellent job. So a highlight of today's class, our highlight was building energy and vitality for this month. But a particular highlight today, which of course I've accented or accentuated before, highlighted before, is this idea of mudras, this idea of a particular position, and then becoming the posture. The hardest part is to actually become the posture. So, Keith, if you would take the hugging the tree position for a moment, it's very easy for Keith to take the hugging tree pose, okay? To actually become the posture, like if it was my teacher teaching, he might say to Keith, like, prove to me that you're the posture, which basically means like, I'll be back in an hour and a half and let's see where you're at with being the posture. Because in general, most people can take the posture. You know, some people might have like a bad shoulder, they can't even do it for a second. But like in general, the average person can take the posture. But to actually become the posture, that's a whole other thing. And so to begin with, when you stand like this, you're not being the posture. You're just like trying to be the posture. You're trying to do the posture. So over time, if you do it just a little 2 minutes longer here, 2 minutes longer there, you get better at it. More and more, you'll start becoming the posture. And when you become the posture, the mind and everything quiets down. It's not as hard as you thought it was when you started. Becomes a lot easier. It's almost like something's holding this up. And it starts to go much more internal. It becomes a much more internal process. So anyway, something for you guys to play with. We're going to leave Keith here like this until next week's class, and we'll see if he has become the posture. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Bye, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.
Thank you. Bye.